Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Wemimo. For those of you who are new, and I'm also known as Dab Mama 5. For those of you who are new, on this channel I do lifestyle videos which involve healthy eating, cooking videos, vlogs, and I also share with you my journey as a student nurse currently in a university here in Glasgow. Right, if this is what you would love to see, and if you think you're going to be enjoying this content on my channel, why don't you click on the subscription box below there? It only takes a second, and also click on the notification bell. And the purpose of this notification bell is to notify you when I upload a new video. And again, don't forget to like this video, leave me a comment, and also share this video amongst your friends on your social medias and let them know that there is a student nurse, a mom of 5 here in Glasgow, and who is sharing our journey with everyone out there who is considering doing so. So without wasting much of your time, I thought I would come in here and share with you how I study for my exams as a nursing student. Yeah, studying for exams is quite hard. Like, I'm not gonna lie about that. It's not easy at all. Like for me, I would rather study to sit for an exam than write an essay. So he who has a cap has no head, and he who has a head has no cap. So for me, I enjoy studying to sit for an exam than write an essay. So I believe there are some people who are quite good in doing both. As for me, that is just me. And then again, so far, I'm currently in my second year of adult nursing in the University of the West of Scotland in Paisley, and so far, first year was a pass for me, even though due to the pandemic, we were not able to go out on our clinical placement. But in a few weeks now, from the updates we've had so far, we will be starting our clinical experiences soon. We've got about 13 weeks to cover for this year, which is the remainder from first year, and then by January we'll be going out on the placement associated with our second year. But in the meantime, we've been able to cover some modules from year 2, whereby once we get that out of the way, it won't get in the way of us completing the other clinical experiences or clinical placement we are meant to have been on. So I digress. So yeah, like I said, I've come in here to discuss with you, or mention or talk to you how I study for my exams. As you all know, it's hard when you're a mom, you're a business owner, and then you're studying again. I will tell you this, studying for nursing is hard and it's not hard. It depends on how you manage your time or how you prioritize things in your life. So for me, I'm just going to be talking about how I prioritize things in my life to make things easier for me. So first thing first, when I study for my exams, one thing I always do is this: I ensure that I attend all lectures. Yes, I ensure to attend all lectures, no matter what time it is. If it is 9 o'clock, I have to attend that lecture, because I felt when it comes to lecture, you are able to hear or listen to whatever is being taught by the lecturer firsthand, as a first-hand information. So while you are there, I know in the midst of 150 students, because you're not the only students in the hall. At times we have about 150 students in the hall. So with me, when I go, I ensure, as a must, I ensure that I attend all lectures. And the reason for that is because, one, the information you get from the lecturer are first-hand information. You are just hearing it for the first time, or you must have heard it before, but the lecturer is actually putting out there based on their own experiences, based on their own academic field, that displaying that, dispersing that knowledge out there. So for me, it's a must for me. So I always ensure that I attend my lectures, and while I'm attending my lectures, I take notes as well. I ensure to take notes because I felt taking notes, I might not be able to write down everything I hear the lecturer say or the lecturer says, but what I do is this: if I hear something that I've never heard before, or if I hear the lecturer mention something that I have no immediate understanding of, I write that down in my notes. So doing that, once I get back home and I'm studying, I'll be able to go in and find out more about those words or those phrases or those part of a topic that I've never heard of, or because I don't have a clear understanding of it, I go back and do that. So most importantly, attending lecture is very, very much important. It's a priority for me. I always ensure I do. And if I'm not able to meet up, I'll always try to swap classes to see if I can attend the afternoon lecture instead of the morning one. So that way I know I'm not missing any lecture. So point two, like I said, when I go for lectures, I always have a voice recorder. So yes, I have two of this, and this one is kind of like compact. So when I go for any lectures at all, either it's a 1 hour lecture, either it's a seminar, whatever lecture it is, I always go with a voice recorder. So while I'm concentrating trying to get that first-hand knowledge while the lecturer is teaching, everything is already getting recorded in this. So this way, whatever phrases or whatever it is that I miss while I'm trying to jot down what the lecturer is saying, it's already in my voice recorder. So once I get home and I want to try and do my own studying, I just put my earphones on, listen to this, and then I'm able to kind of like refreshing my memory, and there are things that I missed or some phrases that I missed to help me piece together whatever the lecturer has said while I'm doing my own studying. This helps a lot. So to make it easier, because it's not got that much storage on it, and at times if I forget this at home, I use the voice recorder on my phone to record at the same time. But most importantly, I always have this in my bag. So once I'm attending any lectures, I always put this on, and at times if I have the time, I transfer the files on this onto my laptop. So when I'm studying as well, it just makes it easy for me to either play it with and listen with it with the audio on my laptop to help with my studying. So the number three thing that I do is that textbooks. Textbooks are very important. Well, for me, I find textbooks very, very important, especially when I'm studying for exams, because yeah, I still go online to do my own studies, but the kind of person I am, I prefer when I'm studying, even when I'm writing essays, I prefer to have a physical textbook, or I prefer to have a book that is guiding me in writing what I'm writing. Even though when it comes to essays, you cannot always have all books, physical books with you. At times you have to use ebooks. But with me, for me, I ensure textbook is a must. So if I'm able to get textbooks from the library, I make sure I get the textbooks from library, and I keep it for the duration of time that I'm going to need it for. So at times, most textbooks from the library, you can only keep them for 4 weeks, but you have the opportunity to keep renew. If you renew on time, then you won't incur any charges from the library for late return. So textbooks are very, very important for me. At times, if I'm not able to get that book from my library, from my uni library, I make use of the my local library. So one thing about local libraries is they normally have copies, but they have them in older version and lower editions. But if you get books from the uni library, you are able to get like newer versions and newer editions. So at times, if I'm desperate for the textbook and I'm able to get it from my local library, I go for it, because at the end of the day, when you compare the newer versions to the older versions you get from the library, there's only little difference in terms of things that has been changed in the text of the textbook. But regardless of either it's new edition or old edition, the main important thing is for me to read up on the topic that I'm studying to like help me in terms of my knowledge. So yeah, and textbooks don't come cheap. I need to tell you that textbooks don't come cheap at all. In as much as I would love to have my own copies of textbook, I've been fortunate enough to know a few other students who are a year above me. So when I speak to them like, oh, I'm trying to look for a social textbook, but I'm not able to get it. So some of them already purchased. So when they are not using it at that time, they will ask me, they will lend it out to me. So I mean, textbooks are quite important, and like I said, they don't come cheap at all. So far I have about two here, but I think that's going to be in another video where I'll be sharing with you the types of textbooks that I use when I'm studying. So I'll be talking to you about the types of textbook, where you can buy them and what they are good for and how they've been able to help me. So yeah, textbooks are a must for me when I'm studying for my exams, and you don't have to read a whole textbook. In case you don't know how to work using a textbook, or you don't know how to study using a textbook, if you're studying a particular topic, let's say you're studying reproductive system, all you need to go is to, in a textbook, is go to the index and look for reproductive system. So in the index section, it will give you, if you're able to find reproductive system, it will give you the page of the book where the reproductive system topic is being written in the book. So that way you're not glancing through trying to read the entire book, or you're trying to find your way throughout the book to actually figure out what you're looking for. So if you're trying to study using the textbook, the index in the textbook is the best place for you to go first. Even if you're trying to grab a textbook from the library, what I normally do, if I'm trying to find a certain topic, all I go is pick up a textbook because I'm not sure which of the textbook has these things I'm looking for. So once I go into the library and I know what I'm looking for, I just grab a book, go into the index. If it has the topic, or if it has the title of the subject field I'm studying for my exam, I grab it. So that's how I'm able to study for my exams. So like I said, textbooks is a very, very important aspect of studying for me. Like, I don't joke with textbooks, I must have a textbook. And again, we do have Moodle. This is like an intranet for students, run by the university. So we all log in with our student IDs, and then you're able to access notes. So normally when you go to lectures, lecturers don't give out handouts. They don't print, they don't go about with like handouts. I say, oh, that's handout for you. No, they don't do that. But at times, most of the time, all of the articles or all of the products or all of the list of things they use for lectures, they are always on this site. The uni actually uses Moodle. So say for instance we are studying life sciences, so all of the pre-reading articles, journals, they always have them listed on this Moodle. So as a student, if you know you're requiring help in terms of maybe what to read or what to use to help you with your studies, you can always go on there and get further articles and further materials to help you. So for me, I always go there, and like I said, when I'm studying, when I'm writing, whatever it is I'm doing, I prefer to have the physical paper, like a physical paper that I have it there. If it's going to be like 20 pages, I'm going to print out, display it all over, so I know I need what I have what I needed to complete that studying for me. So yeah, so I make use of Moodle all the time. And or Moodle as well, even when the lecturers already give you all the list of materials they've used, there's a section with further reading. That is, they list all other books or journals or things they felt might be good or might help you while studying. I always look on that section as well. So Moodle is quite important for me. And then again, when I'm actually studying, I take notes. Like, I take notes. So I've got all these books there. Like, I think I got them like £2.99 or something from TK Maxx. When I'm actually studying for an exam, I write, like, I take notes as if I'm writing a book, because that way I'm reading and I'm writing it down. For the fact that I'm writing it down, it's refreshing my memory. That's me saying, okay, I understand this and I've written it down. So if I have to refer to the book again, I will know that for the fact that it's in my head, it's still the same thing I'm going to go back to read in my book, because I've written it down the way I thought I will answer a question, or I've written down the way I believe I understand what has been mentioned in the textbook. So it's easy for me. So if I'm studying at any time at all, I always write note. And all this kind of like what are these people, I mean, what are these tiny leaflet called? I use them a lot. So I take notes if I'm studying, whatever time, even if it's just for half an hour, I take a note as if I'm writing a book. So I have all this, like, for each subject. There are other ones that I use for my notes and classes, but when I'm actually studying for my nursing degree exams, I take notes while I am studying, because I don't want to forget anything. Because while you're studying, a memory of whatever has been said in class might just come back. And then once you remember that, I just write that down, and while I remember, I go into Google, research that, and then I write it down. And then how my mode of studying, most people might not agree with this, and you might agree with this, but I believe parents out there will agree with this. Like, for me, I've got 5 kids. So during the day when I'm not at uni, by the time I do my school run, like, I drop the kids off at school and I get back home, I physically can't actually concentrate to study during the day, because I know once I drop the kids off at school, they have got like 5.5 hours before they get back home from school. So while I'm at home, that's when I remember I need to prepare lunch, I need to do some sort of cleaning, I need to do some sort of laundry. So with me, the best time for me is that I study at midnight, anytime from 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. That's when I study. And I do that at times if I'm nearing the end of, if I'm coming towards a section, if I'm coming closer to submitting an essay, and I think, you know, I need a cooler place or I need a quiet place to do that. So mostly for my nursing exams, so far we had, I think we had 2 exams in year 1, and then year 2 we're currently going to have an exam come December. So I've started compiling things I'm going to be needing. So how I study midnight. So once the kids get back from school, they have their lunch, they're ready. um I will be in my bed, like I will be actually be prepared to go to bed at 9 p.m. at night. So I go to bed at 9 p.m. at night. You won't see me anywhere before, like once it's 9 o'clock, I'm in my bed, like I'm in my bedroom about to sleep. I might not intentionally, I'm not probably sleep off immediately, but I'm already in my bed ready to sleep. And then I already set my alarm, so my alarm wakes me up for 1 a.m. or 2 a.m. So once I get up, the house is quiet. It's not like I'm not hearing any little sounds or anything like that. So I actually want that quietness and nothing to distract me. So for the fact that I know they are sleeping, I won't be tempted to switch on the TV. I won't be tempted to switch on the radio to listen to anything. I know that even if it's 3 hours of full studying that I'm able to get at that time of the night, I'm happy with that. So as long as I keep to it, so if I've set myself like maybe 2 weeks before exam and I'm doing this every day prior to the exam date, I'll be fine. So I study at midnight and I make use of all of my notes. They are quite helpful. I know some people will say, why don't you go use the library? I still feel using the library, there's a lot of distraction in the library. I've tried to use the library. I've tried to use the library at uni. I've tried to use my local library when it was open. I just couldn't concentrate. I find that every time I hear movement, I'm glancing up from what I'm doing. Every time I see people go around or I hear a tiny voice, I'm glancing around. And to me, that's distraction. And before you know it, you're pressing on your phone. And before you know it, you're packing your books like you're done for the day. So those are the way I study for my nursing degree exams. And these exams, to be honest, if you prepare quite well for them, you'll be fine. The ones we've done so far are like online multiple choice questions. And believe me, multiple choice questions they are, but they are not easy questions. The kind of questions we've had, they are questions that require you to read the book from front, middle to the back. Because if you've read from front, middle to the back, you already have that knowledge there, and you might be expecting a certain question to be asked in a certain way. You'll be surprised that it's not going to be asked in a certain way. But whatever way it's been asked, once you see the question, you'll be able to figure out what the question is about, and you'll be able to figure out what the answer is. So yeah, people might say, oh, multiple choice questions are easy. No, they are not. But if you study well for them, if you prepare well for them, you will excel. So far, I mean, I'm quite proud of myself. All of my multiple choice questions I did online in year 1, I was surprised I actually passed them all at first sitting. Even though after the exams, I was saying to my other colleagues that, oh, that was quite hard. I don't know if I'm going to pass that exam. I don't know if I'm going to actually pass that exam. And to my surprise, I mean, I passed them well. And I was like, oh my God, that I need to stop underestimating myself when it comes to these exams. Even though I know I prepared well for the exam, but at times, you know, you still get all these feelings that you're not sure if you've actually done well. You're not sure if you've actually answered the questions the right way. But yeah, so as a nursing student, those are the ways I study for my nursing degree exams. So we don't do that much of exams, to be honest with you. So when it comes to nursing degree, it's more to do with skills you are learning in the skills lab, because you're going to be a future nurse. You're going to be in the world. In as much as you're learning using the books, all your hands-on skills that you'll be able to use when they are required on the ward as a nurse. So we are learning all the hands-on skills, like all the nursing roles. Yes, all the nursing roles, we are learning them in the lab. So those are quite, that kind of like take about maybe 70% of our nursing time, and then the 30% is when you're doing your essays, you're doing your courseworks, and you're doing your exams. So those are the ways I study for my nursing degree exams. And to be fair with you, it has helped me. You know, like I said, as a mom with 5 kids, it's not easy studying as a mother or as a dad, whatever you have there. It's not easy, and I believe some of you can agree with me in that aspect. So I hope these tips helps in a way, and let me know in the comment section if you're going to be making use of these tips I've mentioned. For me, I swear by all these tips 100%, they've helped me. In as much as I hate writing essays, I'd rather sit for an exam every week than sit for an essay. or write an essay, even if the essay is a 1,000 word. I don't like writing essays at all. I'd rather sit for an exam every week than write an essay. So I hope these insights or these tips have helped you in a way. I mean, you might not be a nursing student, but you can actually implement or make use of this in other areas of course or whatever it is you're studying. There are good tips that have helped me, and I'll always be using them. So thank you for watching if you're still watching me. And before you click away, don't forget to click on the subscription button below, leave me a comment, like this video, and share with your friends there, and let them know that yes, there is this mom who is studying in the University of West of Scotland, who is an adult student nurse, who is sharing all our tips. And if there's any of you who's actually considering going on to this course and you have any questions at all, or that you're not sure about, feel free to leave me a comment in the section below and I'll be happy to answer them. Or you can DM me on Instagram. I'll be happy to reply. If I have the answers to the question, I'll be happy to reply to these answers. And you can also email me. I'll be leaving my email in the description box below as well. If you want to ask a question, or you're thinking of studying nursing and you're not sure which campus to choose, or you're not sure which one is best for you, or you're not sure on like what the nursing course actually entails, feel free to DM me or email me, and I'll be happy to share light on the steps I took to become a nurse and how I've been doing well on the course so far. So thank you so much and have a lovely day wherever you are, and see you all in my next video. Bye.